Ashar Zaidi and Steve McGoffin both shone for Sussex with both bat and ball as their team moved ahead of their host Northamptonshire at Wantage Road on the second day of their final LV County Championship match of the season, that in spite of a first 100 of the summer for Rob Keogh. Ashar and McGoffin were at the crease as the second morning began, with the visitors on 300 for 7, McGoffin on 20 and his partner on 54. Northamptonshire would have been hoping to wrap up the innings quickly, having already watched this pair add 52 runs for the 8th wicket on the previous evening. They were, in the end, to take that stand into 3 figures to give Sussex a much larger first innings total than they might have been expecting at one point on day one. Both batsmen played some crunching drives, although they did fail by just 1 run to earn a 4th batting bonus point. It was pulling out of a drive that finally brought about Ashar's downfall as he was bowled by Ollie Stone for a Sussex best of 88. He left after adding 113 runs with his partner, who remained to go on to make his first ever 50 for Sussex and only the 5th of his career. It arrived with his 8th 4 off his 100th delivery, and that meant his previous county best of 41 made against Worcestershire 2 summers ago could now be binned. Now in nosebleed territory, he was out for 51 as he nicked Stone behind, leaving with the total on 368 for 9. Stone had a good morning, and 5 balls later, he had Chris Liddle caught at slip to claim the first 5-wicket haul of his career in just his 8th match. He ended with the impressive figures of 5 for 48. Having batted so well, McGoffin now produced his usual magic with the new ball. Stephen Peters threw the bat in a horrible manner and edged behind to fall for 7, while James Kettleborough, having spent 27 minutes trying to get off the mark, gave McGoffin his 69th championship wicket of the season, losing his off-pole. This game could be a farewell to Northampton for a number of players after what has been a wretched year. James Middlebrook is definitely on his way after 5 years with the county, and he looked to finish off in style. In his time with the club, he's batted up and down the order and now found himself in the unfamiliar position of number 3, one he settled into well with some lusty blows. He was well supported by Keogh for 23 overs, in which the two added 66 runs for the 3rd wicket before a moment of controversy. This was the 7th delivery of a McGoffin over, one which was pushed to Ashar at mid-off, Middlebrook almost giving up on the run in its last third. He headed off with 48 runs to his name. Adam Rossington then came and went in a hurry, not at all happy with another umpiring decision, as this was given out LBW, McGoffin becoming the first man in the top flight to 70 wickets. That left Northamptonshire on 84 for 4 and in trouble again, and they were again indebted to Ben Duckett, a young man who's come on leaps and bounds with a bat in his hands in recent weeks. He was soon again looking in fine fettle, as he has done for much of the second half of the championship summer. Keogh too was growing in confidence as this pair began to build an important partnership. Both men made 50s. Keogh was there first, getting to his off his 128th delivery with his 8th 4. Although he struck a sensational double 100 against Hampshire last summer, this one has been less kind to him, and this was only the 2nd time he got this far in 12 attempts this year. For Duckett though, this was his 6th half-century of the championship campaign, this one occupying only 60 deliveries. It was reached with an edge boundary off Liddle, which brought him his 8th 4, and he added another one next ball, as these two took their partnership to 99. It was ended by Luke Wells, who trapped Duckett in front for 60 with his leg spinner, the batsman on his way with a total reading 183 for 5. Wells had less success against the right-hander Keogh, who was soon at his best score of the summer, reducing the deficit to 150 with Andrew Hall, who was out for 12 when he dragged a drive off Ashar back onto his stumps. Stone then nicked Lewis Hatchett behind on 4, and that left Northamptonshire on 227 for 7, with work still to do with the bat. So it was a good job that they had Keogh still in and batting so well. The 22-year-old was at the third 100 of his career before the close, making the most of a short ball from Wells which he cut through the covers for his 14th four, which took him to three figures off 186 balls after 4 hours at the crease. It gave his team something to smile about in a season where Cheshire Cats have mostly been chased away. Keogh saw out the day to end it on 104, and he will look to add more on the third morning to close the gap, which currently stands at 117 runs, with Northamptonshire on 251 for 7.